Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is all about the fact that when you diminish the character of another, it only serves to diminish your own. And I really wanted to bring this message to you guys because I feel like there are so many of us out there and we have absolute best intentions in terms of, wanting to achieve our results, desiring something and really going after it and really trying our best to make that happen. But what I've come to notice is that a lot of us are going about it in the wrong way. We're coming at it from a real scarcity mindset instead of an abundant mindset. And we are, instead of being in collaboration with others and seeing the best in others, we're actually getting in competition with others and we're assuming the worst. And what happens is that we can tend to, in this really needy way of trying to get a result that we're after, we can start diminishing the characters of other people, sort of tearing others down in the hope, in this subconscious hope that it's going to in some way build us up. But in actual fact, all it does is serve to diminish your own character when you are trying to tear others down. And why we get stuck in this mindset is because ultimately we're in that scarcity. We are so needy, we're so trying to seek this thing in our external world to fill that void that only we can truly fill from within, but we're unconscious to this fact. And we are racing around trying to handball our happiness into the lives of others, and we're not doing the work on ourselves, so we end up setting ourselves into this really scarcity-driven mindset where we totally limit ourselves and we end up doing and saying things that aren't operating from our higher selves. And that's why I really wanted to bring this message to you. I wanted to get you thinking about where in your life are you trying to achieve a result right now in your life and you really, really want it, but where are you actually coming from a real scarcity mindset and you're potentially tearing others down that you see as the competition, that you've labeled as the competition, and you're spending all this time and energy and focus in tearing others down in order to get the result that you're after, as opposed to coming from a really abundant mindset which knows the only competition it has is the competition it's having with itself, who it was yesterday, and improving itself, growing, being more self-aware. And ultimately, when we can come from that place, that is where we really do set ourselves up to win. Because even if we end up getting the results that we're after, if it has come from tearing others down, it's come from that scarcity-driven mindset, we're never going to be happy. We keep thinking that this happiness resides outside of ourselves, in another person, in a job, in a result, in our health, whatever it is. But ultimately, we need to be really conscious about where our mindset is. Is it in scarcity and it's just trying to get and fill this void that only we can truly fill from within? Or is it coming from an abundant place? Hey, like I'm growing, I'm progressing, I want to achieve this certain result, I'm in competition with my own self, who I was yesterday, and I trust and believe that I can reach this new level of potential, but my happiness is not residing in the result. This is just something for me to accelerate my growth with, to move towards, to feel a sense of accomplishment and progress. But my happiness is not reliant on achieving this, and therefore I do not need to tear others down because that's a waste of my energy. Where my energy is best served is in building myself up, becoming better than I was yesterday. And this is part of what I really, really want to dive into with you guys and talk about how, that scarcity versus abundant mindset allows us to be in either competition or collaboration. And ultimately, only when we are coming from an abundant mindset with collaboration, with others, that is what is going to allow us to reach our results in a really healthy way that's going to build that sturdy foundation of self-worth, self-value, self-love, and get extraordinary quality of results moving forward. And if we do it on the flip side and we're just chasing this scarcity, we're in neediness, we're trying to tear others down in order for us to get ahead, you know, we only serve to limit ourselves, diminish our own character in you know, that action of diminishing others' characters. And yeah, I really hope that this triggers you guys to sort of really think into your lives where this is happening in your world, and stop yourselves really right now. You know, you're not going to feel good about you, and you're certainly not going to make other people trust you or feel good about being in relationship with you if you can't be honest and you've got to tear other people down. We can't trust you when you operate like that, and therefore we can't build relationship with you. And you might know people like this in your life. And you know, I really believe that, you know, we need to be brutally honest with these people. We need to be honest about what our feelings are, what's going on. And if we need to shift out of those relationships because people are operating this way, then I really encourage it, to be honest, because I think that life is too short to waste time in drama and assumptions. And if people are assuming the worst of you and you know you're a great person, then just shift out. Have enough self-love and self-awareness to shift out of those dynamics. You know, there's plenty of other people in this world who see you for the truth of who you are, and keep being true to yourself, keep being the great person that you are. And yeah, have the courage to shift out of these dynamics, as uncomfortable as it is to be honest with these people. We need to train others how to treat us. And you avoiding the situation or going along with it is training them, enabling them to continue treating you and treating others this way, and keeping themselves stuck because they're so stuck in that scarcity and they're so trying to tear others down in order to get ahead. But if you don't enable them to do that, they're going to have to find another way. So it's kind of like that tough love, you know. Tough love supports people's growth. The less you enable them, the more honest you are, and the more you're training them how to treat you and how not to treat you, the more opportunity they have to grow, and certainly the more self-belief and self-worth and self-love you generate within you for operating that way and operating as your higher self despite how uncomfortable the situation is. So I hope that this is helpful to you guys. Let me know in the comments. I want to check in with you guys as always, and let me know if you have any questions, comments, feedback, any of it. I love, you guys know how much I love interacting with you guys and seeing who's joined me. So who have I got? I've got Hassani. Awesome to have you as always. And Chris and Masaim and Wayan and Raquel and Eric's back. I love it. And Daniel, yes, spiritual law is absolutely simple. To give is to receive. Most definitely. And that's such a great point to bring up here. And, you know, when we are tearing others down, we also are tearing ourselves down. And when we are building ourselves up, we start building others up. And that is such a much more beautiful place to live, getting out of scarcity where we're in competition with everybody and into an abundant mindset where my success is your success and vice versa, is a much healthier, more empowered state of being, and ultimately the only way we reach our highest potential. So love what you're sharing there. And B Daniel, tell me what I should be calling you, because every time I try to call it, you know, I'm like, it's B Daniel, I'm not sure. So let me know in the comments so I can get it right. I love that. And Alexandria, always love seeing you. And Fernando, thanks for being here. And Nato and David and Yahya. Yes, great. And Misty, love having you here. And Carlos, thank you for being here. And Kenneth and Sheila, great that this is resonating. And Angel and Arthur and Angel Mastermind Group, I love it. And Helen, thanks for joining. And Misty, shared as always, women can be brutal at tearing other women down. I think it comes from a lack of confidence at times. We should lift each other up always. And that's why I love having you here, Misty, because you're such a beautiful example of a human being who has obviously, we've all had the experience, and you know, I think men and women, we both experience this. But you're right. I actually believe that often it's women who tend to be more indirect, you know, so there can be, you know, more sort of tearing down behind the scenes that we can be unaware of. But yeah, I'm in total agreement. Why do we waste our time in tearing others down? You know, any judgment that we have on another, we should be using for our own personal growth. Any judgment we have on another is something that we are judging within ourselves. And this is always true. If you do the work, you will always see that the judgments you place on others are ultimately the judgments that you have within yourself. So instead of getting caught up in that energy of trying to tear others down and judge and criticize, instead identify what the judgment is, turn it back around on yourself, and start doing the work to own that within you so that you can get out of the scarcity mindset. You can create an abundant mindset, and ultimately you can only have that competition with yourself, who you were in the past, and becoming a higher version of yourself, rather than wasting all your time and energy and tearing others down. And you're spot on with saying, Misty, that we tear others down because that scarcity mindset is derived from our relationship with self. You know, that low self-esteem, that lack of confidence within ourselves, that self-doubt. So when we are, you know, faced with those people in our lives who are tearing us down and criticizing, trying to, you know, make us look bad towards other people in order to gain what they are looking to achieve in this world, then ultimately, you know, that's where we really need to have compassion for these people. You know, our higher selves will not allow that poor treatment and behavior, and we'll be honest, even though it's uncomfortable, but we'll also distance ourselves from that. But coming from a place of compassion, you know, we don't want to fight fear with more fear. We don't need to judge and criticize and condemn them, but we do need to be honest about what's going on and refuse to be treated in ways that we don't want to be treated. And if we need to, shift out of those dynamics. You know, it's not necessary to be there, and sometimes all that does is serve to enable poor behavior and poor treatment to yourself and to others as well. So I love you sharing here, Misty. Thank you so much. And Stephen, awesome to have you. And Moises is back. I love it. And thank you for your kind words there, Fernando. And Jan, nice to have you. And Kawa. And thank you. I love your little kind words there, Jen. And Robbie, nice to have you. Brian, okay, I will try my best to remember that. Thank you so much. And Judy, awesome to have you. And Jen, my fiance's ex-wife is putting me down daily. It hurts and breaks my heart with the profanities she uses. Oh, my heart goes out to you with that, Jen. That's a difficult situation when, you know, we get into relationship dynamics where we can't choose the people that, you know, say our ex-partner has been in relationship with, and maybe they have to be in our lives because of children or whatever circumstances. But what I would say is, you know, what happens for me, and I've been in some really weird dynamics this week that I had no idea I was a part of, and it was really, really a surprise to me. And it got me sort of thinking, and I was noticing some things were said about me behind my back from people who don't even know me. And I felt myself get really kind of weirded out, but like also just kind of feeling kind of anxious about it. You know, it kind of triggered me, got me feeling kind of like weird and anxious. And I was like, okay, how can I utilize this for my own personal growth? Because I can't change the dynamics or the thoughts or the actions of these people. But what I can do is anytime something makes me feel weird or upset or hurt or any of those things, what I do now is my first initial thought is, where's the growth here? Because this is triggering me for a particular reason. And that's what I would say to you. I know it's difficult, and I know, Jen, you're somebody who's into your personal development already, so I'm sure you've already thought about this. But instead of buying into that disempowering behavior of, you know, feeling victimized and hurt and all of that stuff, which never serves us, you know, instead of that, we need to recognize, use it as our own personal growth journey. Everything happens for a reason and a purpose that serves us. I truly believe that. And every challenge that I've been faced with every single one of them. I definitely welcome them because they give me another opportunity for my own personal development. And even like over the last week, I've had a couple of different circumstances going on, and it has triggered me, and it already has helped me with my own personal development and growth. And I'm in an empowered state, and not, you know, feeling victimized and hurt. I'm not staying stuck in that. And I've actually gotten to a point where I'm compassionate towards these people. And I really wish that for you as well, Jan. And like I said, I know you're somebody committed to your personal growth, so I'm sure you're navigating this arena. But yeah, I'm a big believer in always utilizing any of those sort of dynamics we cannot control for our own personal growth. So find the lesson and use it for empowerment, so you can actually thank, you know, your partner's ex-wife for the opportunity for growth that she has provided you with. I really do believe that, and I really hope that that's resonating with you, Jan. And yeah, my heart is with you. I'm honoring you on this journey. Oh my gosh, I'm going to try and say your name, Mabio Tidum from Houston. I love it. I hope you're safe in Houston. I hope everything's going well for you there. And Jeremy's here. I love it. And Andy and Jonathan. Awesome to see you guys. And Jen, at present, I'm struggling to cope and deal with her put downs of me. I don't want to be caught up in her anger, and it's hard not to retaliate, but it is always having the mindset of being of a higher mindset than the person tearing me down. Difficult to do, but it is achievable. Most definitely. And I love that, Jan. You're acknowledging that it's a challenging situation, but you're not going to let it hold you back, and you're already shifting upwards. The only way out is up, you know, leveling up to our higher self, a higher state of being. And I would really recommend to you, Jan, to do the release letter technique. I'll link it to you after this video. I've done a video training on it. I've got the document that you can have as well. And it is a process that you can address to this woman so that you can move through the whole spectrum of emotion that would be surging around and, you know, making you want to kind of retaliate and operate in that lower being. But if you go through this process and you fully feel through, it's a scientific process of going through and feeling through the emotions as we need to. And ultimately you get to a place of compassion, of gratitude and love, and releasing yourself from that angst, and also finding the solution to how to navigate that situation. So I will link that up for you, Jan, and I really hope that you give it a go, and let me know how you find it. It's a phenomenal process for anybody. If we're finding we're triggered by anybody and they've got some sort of control over us, we're feeling disempowered, hurt, any of those negative emotions that we don't want to be feeling, then ultimately this is the process to use. So I'll link it up to you after this. And thanks for sharing so much, Jan. I appreciate you sharing your experience with all of us here. And Joe, awesome to have you. And Wes from Queensland, I love it. And thanks, Eric, for supporting Jan there. That's so lovely. And Andy's from Brisbane. Awesome, awesome. And Abdul, nice to have you. And Henry, Jan, yes, thank you so much. I will recognize that it is a personal growth journey for me and use it for positive purposes and make me an empowered, gentle woman who refuses to retaliate with unnecessary words. Awesome, Jan, you know, and we never regret any time we step into our higher selves. The only regrets we have is when we just like fall into that trap of, you know, just lowering ourselves and sort of meeting them down on that level, as opposed to taking a breather, doing the work, creating the time and space you need to move through your own emotions so that you can come back in a loving centered place and be proud of the way that you operate. So I love that, Jan. And Fernando, thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate that so much. And yes, Brian, malice is a spiritual disease. Yes. And Chrissy, awesome to have you. And oh, thank you so much for your kind words there, Eric. Appreciate you. And Jill and Tony and Lorraine and Lucy's here. I love it. And David, hello to you. And yes, Jen, thank you for offering the release letter technique. Oh, thank you so much for your kind words there, Jen. I appreciate you so, so much. And I can't wait to hear from you about how you find the release letter technique. And Laura and Amber and Natalie and Gabriella and Dennis, awesome to have you guys. I've loved having you here. I'm really hoping that this message today has got you thinking about, where in your life are you operating in that scarcity mindset and you're tearing others down in order to build yourself up, when ultimately it only serves to tear you down further? You're never going to be proud of yourself. It's only serving to diminish your own belief, trust, love, worth, value, everything within yourself. So you need to operate and shift that mindset to an abundant mindset where your only competition is who you were yesterday, and you're operating, continuing to progress and operate towards your highest self and build your own self-love and self-worth. And on the flip side of that, if you are currently dealing with somebody in your life who is diminishing your character, either towards you or behind your back or in whatever regard, then you need to build the courage to be honest with this person and train people how to treat you. And if that means leaving those relationship dynamics behind, then do that. You know, that by doing that, you build such confidence, self-love, self-worth. You send such a great message to your inner being about how valuable you really are. And that is what is going to empower you to reach your highest potential. And don't get caught up in thinking you should just, you know, stay around these people who are operating in this way, but do give them the opportunity to change by being honest with them, despite how uncomfortable that may be. Thank you. And thank you so much for your kind words there, Lorraine. Appreciate you. And thanks, Eric and Michael. Awesome to have you. And I love, so much love for you, Lucy. And yeah, oh gosh, guys, you're making my head too big with your kind comments there. Thank you so much there, guys. And Ty, awesome to have you. And Fernando, oh my gosh, Jeremy, you guys are just too much, too kind. I so love you. I so appreciate you. And guys, it is really meaningful to me that, you know, I've been doing these live videos for you guys. I think I'm up to like day 117 or something crazy like that, day straight. And I really just wanted to take a quick moment to show massive appreciation for each and every one of you. There's so many of you who have been with me from the beginning, and I appreciate you all so much. And I absolutely love seeing some new faces come and join and engage, and it's so brilliant. And I've been, you know, in so much enjoyment in seeing you guys progress, giving it a go, giving these tools and these perspectives a go, and your interaction. And also I've just noticed, you know, in the feed today, you guys supporting each other. Do you know how brilliant that is? It's so beautiful. You know, one of the most beautiful things I feel in the world is seeing strangers show love to one another unconditionally, you know, just because we're human beings and we have that ability to make another's day. So really lights me up. So I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And thank you for joining Jody and Nama and Gabriella. Thank you so much. And love to you guys. And Shane, you just joined me. I know you're last minute. I'm just about to sign off. Hope you catch the recording and gain some value from today's message. I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming at you to wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're having a brilliant quality of day or night, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. So if this message has been valuable to you, I'd absolutely love if you share it. That's the greatest gift that you can give to me, is just expanding who I can get into the world of, and hopefully share some value with them. So sending you much love, and I will see you guys tomorrow.